Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, Easy Sewing with Tyke. To all my subscribers, thank you so much. And if today is your first time of joining us, you are welcome as well. Kindly subscribe and put on the notification bell. I appreciate you all. So today's tutorial is based off a request I got from one of us. We'll be learning how to create drapes on skirts or dresses. So at the moment, I know of 4 ways by which we can achieve that. One is flat drapes using direct pleats. Second is flat drapes using slash and spread technique. The third is bias cut technique, and the fourth is draping directly on the dress form. But today we'll focus on method 1, 2 and 3. So let's get started. So today we'll be learning the second and the third method of making drapes, which is the flat drapes and the bias cut drapes. So, but first thing first, you have to have your basic skirt or your pencil skirt or the lower part of your dress if it's going to be a gown. If you don't know how to achieve this, I have a video on how to draft basic skirt. With that, you'll be able to achieve this even if it's for the lower part of the gown. The only difference would be the waist to hip, because the waist to hip for a dress is from your true waist to your hip line, while the waist to hip for a skirt, if it is not an high waist skirt, it's from your lower waist to your hip line. Again, if you want to know what I mean by true waist and lower waist, then you can check my video on how to take accurate body measurement. The link to these videos will be in the description box. So the first method we'll be learning today is the flat drapes. That flat drapes can be achieved in 2 ways. One is using slash and spread technique, and the other one is just pleating directly. So for this style that is showing on your screen right now, for this particular style, once you have your skirt pattern ready, what you want to do is identify where your drapes would be on. So on this particular style, the drape on one side is starting from the hip area and it is ending around the knee, above the knee area. Yeah. And it is ending around the knee area, while the other side is starting from the waistline and ending on the hip line. So it is from here to here and from here to here. What you want to do after taking note of those points, you just want to highlight it so you can see it properly. So this is where we want to drape on. The first thing to do is to measure. Take the measurement of the distance. We have 6 here. 6. Put that down. You know it falls to the knee. It falls to the knee. You want to take the measurement of that as well. From here to the knee area, that's 5. 6 plus 5, 11. Another measurement you want to take is the distance from this start point to this end point. We have 2.5. So it is this 2.5 that you will multiply by 2.5 or by 3 inches, depending on the fabric, the texture, and depending on how full you want the drapes to be. If it's a lace fabric, you might not want to add like multiply by 4 or 5 because it will make the dress bulky. So that's totally dependent on you, but you can multiply by 2.5 or you can multiply it by 3 inches. 2.5 by 3. So 2.5 by 3 equals to 7.5. It means the fabric you will be cutting for this first, okay, the first method is flat drapes. It's divided into 2, method A and method B. Method A is just using the normal pleats, while method B is using slash and spread technique. So this is method A. That means the fabric you will be cutting is 7.5 in length and 11 inches in width. Assuming this is your fabric, there is 7.5, in length is 11 inches. Let's measure that on this brown paper. I have 7.5 here by 11. So we assume this is the plain fabric. This is the fabric you want to use as the drape. What you want to do is to fold it in at the edges this way, fold it in here also. But if it is a lace and it has a selvage area, then you might want to leave it just like how it is left in this particular style. The lower part was not folded, so you might want to do this, and you will start your pleats. So the pleats, you can pleat it upwards this way or downwards this way. It's totally dependent on you, but I prefer this. You start splitting like this. You start pleating like this, and So the pleat will be fuller at this edge because the space is actually smaller. So you would have this. And so after achieving this, you want to stitch this to the side and stitch this also. Then automatically this drops to the side. Automatically this drops to the side. So your drape skirt is ready, or your drape dress is ready using the A part of the flat drapes. So the B part now is achieving this same style using a slash and spread method. So there are some drapes that you will notice that one part is the part that actually has the pleat, and the other part is free. The other part is just plain, it doesn't have a pleat, just like something showing on your screen right now. This type of drape is better achieved using slash and spread technique. So I'll be taking another paper and I will just do this. So in that case, what you want to do is to divide the part that you actually want to drape on. With the first method we did, you can do it directly on your fabric. But if you want to use a slash and spread technique, then you have to draft it on the pattern paper first before transferring to your fabric. So what you want to do is to divide this. Depending on how many pleats you want, you can make the lines wider. You can use 1 inch or half inch, depending on what you want. So this side is the side that does not have any pleats. This side is the side that has a pleat. So what you want to do is to slash through from this side and not here. But you would not slash it through completely. If it was that you are replicating exactly what we did earlier, then you will slash through, because there's splits on this side and there's splits on this side as well. But since that's not what we want to achieve here, we will just slash it at almost to the tip, not through. And you will have this. Then you get another paper. And place it on it this way. Then spread it as much as you want. It can be as wide as this, it can be as small as this, depending on how you want it. Just slash it through. Let me get a tape and tape it, then we'll cut it out. Now that is it. So once you are done, depending on the style you intend to make, if it is the one that would extend, then you would add it as well, just like the first one. If it's the type that will drop to the side, but this time you are not making it, it's not dropping to the side, everything is ending here. What you want to do is have something like this. Locate the midpoint of the space you added. That is to guide you when you are making your pleats. Don't just cut it directly. Locate the midpoint and have like a triangle this way, so it will guide you when you are making your pleats. When transferring to the fabric, this is how you will cut it out as well. So it will guide you when making the pleats. So you cut it out like this. So now this is what we have. We are almost done. The only thing left is to locate the center like this. See, it is easy for me to locate the center because I've already highlighted it this way. And pleat it upwards, depending on what you want. I'll be doing this. Take the second pleat as well. Pleat it. And do the same for the third part. And this is what we have. You can see that this side has no pleats, it is still straight, while this side has drapes. It's pleated, it has drapes. So this is how you can achieve drapes using slash and spread technique. So you can use this technique you can use this technique for any variation of drapes that you want to make. Just draw your style line out and just draw the space where the drape will be on. If it's going to be on the side, if it's coming this way or like this, it's totally dependent on the style you want to make, and just slash through. If the pleat would be on both sides, then make sure you slash through. But if it's just on one side, please do not slash through. Just slash to the tip like this. Look at that. It is ready. Now going to the final method, which is the bias cut drape. So I'll be taking another paper. This is sketch paper. Okay, yes, I have this. So for the bias cut, we'll be making this. For the bias cut drape, we'll be illustrating this style that you can see on your screen right now. So you notice that there's a crisscross. It's crossing each other. So you want to highlight where the drapes will be on. That's the starting point and the end point. So this is the starting point of the drape here, and this is the end point. Let me highlight this place. Here is the waistline. So what it means is that you will be cutting your drapes individually. It won't be pleated. You'll be cutting them individually on bias. So what you want to do is, after highlighting where it would be, take the highest measurement that you might need, which is from here to here. Make sure that it passes through the midpoint. This is the midpoint. So let's say 3.5 or 3.25. You will take your fabric or your paper and you will place it this way. This is how to cut anything on bias. You place it this way. Place it this way and measure out the height. So for bias cut method of drapes, it should be more than 3 inches on fold. We're measuring 1 inch here, since this is just a paper illustration. But for your dress, it should not be more than 3 inches on fold. 3 inches on fold is fine. Not be more than 3 inches on fold. And then you would connect it and cut it out this way. So it is ready. Your bias cut is ready. Cutting it on bias and not straight would ensure that it lays properly. It will ensure that it lays properly on the dress. So after doing this, what you want to do is make a straight line at the edge this way and measure out your desired length. Measure out the desired length and shape it to the desired shape you want. You will notice that in this style that we are recreating, it has a curved shape at the edge. It has a curved shape like this at the edge. There's a curved shape. It has a curved shape like this at the edge. So you'd want to do that. But I've gone ahead to cut out pieces that I'll be using so that this video will not be too long. So here's what I have. You can see that it is curved and it is not straight and it is small towards the end. Yes, another thing, make sure that the length here is longer than here so that the midpoint will not be too bulky. It will not be too bulky. So once you have all your fold, remember this is a paper, that's why it is single. When you are working with your fabric, it should be on fold and not more than 3 inches. It can be less than 3 inches, but should not be more than 3 inches. Then you start placing it this way, depending on the style you are working with. You will notice that in this style, it's coming down like this. You go ahead and arrange them, stack them on each other like this. Here's what I have. I'll be pinning that down with the sellotape. So this is it. And you start putting the second one. So when you are making yours on fabric, make sure that this other one, do it one after the other. It's because this would keep moving around. That's why I have to hold it down with a tape. Normally what I'm supposed to do is to put this under this like this. Let's see, let me remove it and show you. Okay. The next one will be like this. It will come inside this way. You can see that. That's why I said it should be longer than the midpoint. It should be longer than the midpoint so I'll be able to achieve this. And this is it. This is it. We are almost done. Reason for this is that so that the midpoint will not be too bulky. That's why you need to extend it a little to the sides and put them into each other. So I'll go ahead and tape everything down like this. So yeah, you can see how beautiful it is. Now on this style we are recreating, it does not just end there. If you want yours to end there, you can just go ahead and put like an applique or something on this to cover this part. But on this particular style, another long stripe was cut out. So I'm going ahead to cut it and it will be placed this way. Yes. And that is it. We are done. You can see this. It will be placed this way. It's coming down a bit from the end point of this drape and it is following the waistline, the shape of the waistline. It's taking the shape of the waistline. So this is what we have. So for this, cut these two on bias. Cut it on bias so that it will lay properly. The only thing that you will be changing here is to just make sure that this place takes the shape of the waist. So you might want to make it longer. So you just trim this out so as to correspond with the waistline here. So that is all. So today you have been able to learn how to drape on a skirt, on a dress, or on anything you want to drape on using the bias cut method, the flat drape method using slash and spread technique, or just using the normal plate. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you find this helpful. Kindly give it a thumbs up. Also, which of this method will you be trying out soon? I would love to know in the comment section. Please subscribe if you are yet to. You can also connect with me on Instagram at tyke_tyke_couture. Thank you for watching.